guitar, I could feel there was danger near, but the beat in your heart was the only sound that I could hear. But since you're gone, I've been dancing out of time. I feel the beat, but my feet just fall behind. Since you're gone, I've been out of touch and out of line. I'm out of luck and I'm dancing out of time.
Live from Paradise Studios in Massapequa, Long Island, it's the Buzz Talk Live Show.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Buzz Talk Live. And thank you for tuning in on your Sunday night with us. And please remember to like and subscribe to the show and post a chat or two during the program. And we're going to have a great show. We're going to have a fun show tonight because with us live in studio is a man that's been part of the music club scene in New York City for close to 5 decades. He's made close friends with some of rock and roll's royalty, and he's like, he's done it all. He's movie stars, TV, film. He knows everybody. It seems that way anyway. And so he's also a musician, he's a songwriter, he's an actor, he's a producer, and he's better known as the mayor of rock and roll. So please welcome Sal Sirchia to Buzz Talk Live. Sal.
Hey, Brother George, my man.
Brother George, so I got to start off right there. Brother, we made friends shortly.
Yes.
And you call me Brother George, and I love it. I love because you're Brother Sal. So it's very, I get it. Did that start?
I've been doing. I call everybody brother, sister. I mean, to me, under the heavens, we're all one family.
Absolutely.
So to me, it's like everybody. I treat everybody like a lost long relative.
Gotcha.
So Brother George.
Yeah.
Sister Fran.
Yeah.
Brother Tom.
Yeah, Fran Snera's in studio with us. She's in the audience as some support.
Best
audience
over here.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, it's great that you're on the show. I've been wanting to get you booked here because you have such a great background with everything you've done, everything you've touched in your career. Like I said in my open, you're a songwriter and a musician and you're everything. And so, but I want to start you grew up in Queens, right?
Actually, born and raised in Brooklyn, East New York.
Oh.
I moved to Queens in 1975.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
yeah, Brooklyn, East New York is originally where I'm from.
Oh, wow.
Born and raised. And then, moved to Queens in 1975, Ozone Park.
Yeah,
Richmond
sure.
Hill.
So I know somebody. My wife actually is from Ozone Park. John Adams. What's high school?
Yeah, I went to John Adams.
You did?
3 weeks.
For 3 weeks.
That's what it. And I think I was there maybe 1 day for that 3 weeks, and that was it for me.
Did they kick you out?
No, I just didn't go back.
Okay.
Done with school.
We won't get into that.
Oh yeah, well, you know what? Because growing up in Brooklyn, East New York, going to school was like, all I learned how to do is fight my way through the hallway. So that's all.
Sure.
So by the time I got to Queens, and I've had it with people trying to be tough, and
yeah, it's a rough.
I got tired of beating everybody up in school. It's like every night.
You don't seem that type of guy. You don't seem that type of guy.
No, I'm not. I'm like it. Well, actually, it's probably true.
Yeah. So you got into playing guitar and musician and all that, and that kind of did that come from your family?
Oh, absolutely. Well, my brother plays. My brother is Tony Sirchia. He's probably watching right now. He's 6 years older than me.
Okay.
So when we moved to Ozone Park, he was always ill. He had a cover band, but when we moved to Ozone Park, he was in the room playing his guitar really loud on the amplifier. Yeah. And the next door neighbor, John Burrow, who's a friend of, we were friends, but we didn't know that he played drums.
Right.
And he's yelling out the window, "Who's that playing guitar?" So we look out the window. I said, "My brother's playing." And the next thing you know, they jammed outside in the backyard, just the drums and guitar. So So I told my brother, what could I play to join in? He said, buy it, get a bass. So I worked at a restaurant washing dishes.
Oh, wow.
So I saved up like 75 or 150 bucks. I bought a Univox bass and the Univox bass amp. And he showed me like a few notes. And we'd be in the backyard jamming every Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, the first thing I learned was the 3 notes for Straight Cat Strut. But if we weren't doing the song, I would just go boom, boom.
Right.
Boom.
Any inspirations? Any inspirations like musically that you?
Yeah, well, of course, the Beatles. I
Right,
mean, I like
sure.
everything.
Well, back then, you're talking what, like mid-70s?
Well, the 60s, because I'm 63 years old, you won't believe it, right?
No.
Natural
Seriously?
Black for Men works perfectly, doesn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, Natural Black for Men, folks. Yeah, baby.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, I was born 1960, and I was already into music as a young kid because, like I said, my brother was 6 years old.
Right.
So we had the record player.
Sure.
And I went to see, you know, Hard Day's Night at the movie theater.
Right.
And Help. And I remember my father, you know, he was funny because we went to see Hard Day's Night, but it was a double feature. And Elvis Presley's Girls, Girls, Girls was the second movie. And my dad was like, I don't like these stupid Beatles. And Elvis is better. He got all the girls in the bikinis, you know? He said, get Elvis back. I like all the girls in the bikinis. These Beatles running around stupid. What is this? But we were the Beatle maniacs. And we were Elvis maniacs too.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
But those are influences, the Monkees, all growing up with that. You know, we'd run to the store and buy the 45s.
Oh, yeah. I remember the
35
45s. Oh, my
cents.
God.
So,
you're bringing me back. This.
Yeah. But in the 70s is when I became a musician. I was about 15 years old. And that's when I bought the bass. And we started jamming every week in the backyard, just having fun. And I would start practicing. I taught myself everything. I never had a lesson. So I taught myself how to play bass. I taught myself how to play guitar. I play drums, keyboards. I write songs.
Yeah.
And I even record. And I do sometimes do all the music depending on the situation on my 4-track or whatever.
So you know, knowing you for the short amount of time that I do, and you always seem to be at the right place at the right time. That's the kind of like the global understanding I get from you.
Well, I mean, I went out for it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what. That's a long story. So I mean, we need like 10 shows.
We need 10 shows for
to
that.
tell my whole life story. But how I just went for it. You know, nobody just came and handed all these people. I went out every night.
Yeah, sure.
You know.
Yeah, you worked for it.
When you wanna know about that story, I'll tell you how that all happened with everybody I became friends with.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to jump right into the China Club, I think.
Oh, yeah, well, that's...
Yeah, because that's going to be the lead into, you know, what we're going to be talking about, because you kind of did your China Club thing in Limelight, too, right?
Yeah.
But China Club, I mean, back then, I know for myself, I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm a little younger than you, but that was like the club to be at and to be seen at, you know, if you're a celebrity of any type. But I want you to tell the story that you told me, that when you first, you know, got into the China Club and you didn't really know anybody, but tell that story.
Oh, okay. Well, this is I worked at a video store right now. I was already been playing for this is now like 1985 now. Okay, all right. So I already had a band, and we were just doing like a couple of gigs here and at CBGBs, things like that. But I didn't branch out to the China Club yet. So I had a friend. I work in the video store, and this friend of mine comes in, you know, and he said he's looking at the videos where all the rock stars are and all that. There's a video of Julian Lennon, "Stand By Me," at the and my friend Richie says, "Oh, he was at the China Club last night." I said, "The China Club? What's that?" He said, "Oh, it's a new club that just opened in Manhattan. I got a job there. I'm a busboy." I said, "You're kidding?" He goes, "Yeah, and last night I just changed somebody's ashtray, and he gave me a $300 tip just to change an ashtray." I said, "China Club? Where is he?" He says, "West 75th and Broadway." And he says, "Julian comes like almost every night." He says, "Julian Lennon's there, all the people from MTV are there, J.J. Jackson, Martha Quinn, all his VJs." And I said, "What is this guy talking about?" David Bowie, Billy Squier, Joe Turner, you name it, right? So I told him it was winter. It was a winter, cold day and night. I told him, "Listen, if these guys show up tonight, he goes, you want to come down?" I said, "Yeah, I'd love to." He goes, "I'll put you on the guest list."
Right.
So I said, "If these guys come down, call me. I don't care what time it is," right? We had no cell phones. That was regular phones back then, 1985. So it was a cold, snowy night, though. You could hear wind blowing outside and the snow blizzard. I said, you know what? I'm just going to put on my pajamas and just, he's in call. It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So I'm laying there. I sit on the couch. I get comfortable. My mom's here. And all of a sudden, my phone rings. And I pick it up. It's Sal. It's me, Rich. I'm at the China Club. Julian Lennon just walked in and a bunch of other people.
God.
He says, you're on the guest list. I said, oh, my God. Okay. So I hang up the phone. I said, 1 o'clock in the morning. I got to go. So I get dressed. My mom says, where the hell are you going? I said, I got to go to this place in the city. John Lennon's son from the Beatles is there. She goes, oh, okay, good. I had a run-down, beat-up car. I barely made it. I didn't even know where I was going.
Wow.
Because I was not a Manhattan guy at the time. So I got lost, and I asked the cab. I said, where's West 75th and Broadway? He goes, follow me. I'll be passing it any second. So I follow him, and he's like, you know, he's getting there. He's pointing out the car. I said, oh, okay, right next door to the Beacon Theater. So I park. I go down there. It's like already almost 2 in the morning. And I said,
and they're just starting the party.
This party's just getting started.
Yeah, just started.
I'm looking around. I said, I had no idea that this kind of stuff went on at 2 o'clock in the morning. I figured everybody's in bed. I walk in, and as I'm walking in, I walk down the stairs. Who's the first person coming towards me? Is Julian Lennon. He's going to go to the bathroom. So, you know, me,
of course.
I'm not intimidated by anybody. No. My thing was like, I said, yo, brother Julian, what's happening? And he goes, yo, what's up, mate? And he went to the bathroom, came back. So I'm going to join you guys at the table if you don't mind. I go and sit with him and Carlos Alomar, who plays with David Bowie, and Carmine, who plays with Rod Stewart, and now playing with Jeff. What's his name there? Johnny. Oh God, there's so many people in my head.
But we have some pictures. I think they were just up, but we'll get back to those. But
okay.
So you're at the China Club, and you're not. It didn't seem like you were starstruck, really. I mean,
well, I was not really starstruck. What happened with me is I was looking for where I could get happening. In other words, I had the band. We had original songs.
Right.
I would send out tapes to record companies, but I would say, how else can I start to make connections? And then,
right.
So when I got to the China Club and I walked in there that night and I saw all these people, I see J.J. Jackson from MTV. I start to talk with him. I see Billy Squire. I go up to him. I see all kind of movie stars and Larry. Right. And I said, that's it. I got to come here every night and just mingle.
So they were approachable because you were in the door, right? You were on the guest list. So they just figured that you're just cool and you're one of them. You were approachable. They were approachable.
Well, I mean, you know me. I'm not intimidated by anybody. I actually scare some people because who is this guy? He's way too friendly. I mean, Sylvester Stallone was even like nervous when I was like, yo, brother Sly, how you doing? And they're like, this guy's too damn friendly.
Right,
you know?
right.
And I do that with everybody. I mean, everybody. Brooke Shields is over there, and this one. And I went home that night and I laid down in bed and said, did this really happen? So I said, that's it. I said, Rich, you got to put me on the guest list every night. I'm going every night, right. 7 nights a week. I was there every night. It became part of the whole play.
And but at that time, you weren't playing in the China Club.
I started playing there after a month that I started hanging out there because I was pushing, how do I get a gig here?
Right.
And they gave me a gig there.
And they gave you a gig.
But first they didn't give me the gig. I got a gig at the Limelight. First band to play the Limelight. We were the first band. Limelight had never did bands before. They only did DJ music, dancing. So I got involved with a few friends of mine that were doing promotional stuff, and we got a gig at the Limelight. And it was the first time the Limelight ever had a live band. So we got like every Manhattan club promoter involved. Susan and Bruce at the time, Wolfgang, who still keeps in touch with me. And then, you have the invitations, and they put a hole in it, or they put this, and they get $1 for each one comes to the door. Sure. So we promoted that gig like crazy because I wanted to make sure it was successful. Over 2,000 invitations came through the door that night, complimentary. So everybody, because we would go to, remember Manhattan used to be Virgin Records? So all those big records. So we would take stacks of the invitations and put them by the doors, walk around, throw them in everybody's doorways.
So you were the one that were doing that?
Yeah.
I was like, man,
I'm like the best promoter on the planet.
I know you are. So you're playing at the China Club.
So this is what happened. I'm sorry, I go from one thing to another.
I know. I gotta kind of keep you in the lane here.
Keep me forward,
so I want to get to Joe Spinell because Joe Spinell, you weren't friends with him right now at this point in time when you were at the China Club. You met him on a movie set, right?
Well, yeah.
But when you were at the China Club, he used to come to the China Club.
Well, no, actually, I never met Joe at the China Club. Joe Spinell, a friend of mine, Willie, was working at the Roosevelt Island train thing.
Right.
And they were filming Nighthawks with Sylvester Stallone.
Right.
Joe Spinell was
I
in
remember that movie, yeah.
So he said, hey, Sal, and my brother, he tells me and my brother, Sylvester Stallone is filming a movie coming, so let's go check it out. So I went there, and that was 1979. And I was not, playing anywhere yet. I mean, I played neighborhood things, and I was not in movies yet. I wasn't acting. Yeah. So we go to the set of Joe Spinell, and I knew him as Tony Gazzo from the movie. So, yo, Gazzo! He was passing by. He turns around, comes towards me, and we start chatting. Yeah. So we start chatting. He was such a nice guy. He's introducing me to Billy D. Williams and Sylvester Stallone. Hey, how you doing, kid? So I said, wow, this guy Joe's so nice, And then they were filming in another location, and I went down to hang out with them again. Oh. But then I didn't see him no more for all these years. We didn't become friends after that. I was delivering for a restaurant in Richmond Hill, and I walk in, and he's sitting at a table with a bunch of other people, but he just got somebody, a friend of his daughter, it's the daughter in the movie. Right. So I said, Joe, and he goes, hey, how you doing, kid? So you remember me? He didn't remember me, but I figured that. Yeah, right. I said, I met you on the set of Nighthawks. Remember you were Billy? Oh, yeah. He gives me his card. I give him my card. Right. And he says, call me. So I called him the next day, invited me to his house. Yeah. I helped him wash his dishes and all that kind of stuff. This was a mess. So, and we became good friends. After that day, we were inseparable. But I want to go back to one thing, because, like you said, we jumped from one thing to another. Right. Because of the limelight, when we played, every club in New York City knew now that we brought in 2,000 invitations. Oh, okay. So that all the clubs in the city keep in touch on computer. What bands do a big draw? Yeah. So the next day, my phone was ringing off the hook. Bitter End, China Club, Kenny's Castaways, Nirvana. I remember all those clubs. So I was getting gigs like crazy because they heard that this band, Crystallized, where these guys come from, bringing in 2,000 invitations. Nobody did that at the time. Oh, yeah. And now every club expected me to do that. I said, I can't bring in 2,000 people every time on a Monday night.
we have a clip of Crystallized when he did Too Much Pain.
Yes, Too Much Pain.
Too Much Pain was the song. So let's run that.
Okay.
Oh, it's done. A new star was born about 3 weeks ago. A new Sal Sirchia, which made Tony a father and me an uncle. Let's have a hand for Tony. And also celebrate John Lennon's birthday today. Celebrate John Lennon. First song's called Too Much Pain.
Wow. Too Much Pain. Was that like your hit song?
Not a hit song. I mean, that was the very first song I wrote by myself.
Really?
Yeah, we went into the studio, and Frank Carrillo, I don't know if you ever... No. Frank Carrillo's been around. He's had a few albums out on Atlantic Records. He played with people like Peter Frampton. And,
okay.
Yeah, no guys like George Harrison. It's Frank Carrillo. You look him up. He's an old friend of mine. He produced That song and another one of our songs called Tomorrow. In the studio, Brewery Studios.
Oh, okay.
With the big 2-inch tape, the good old days.
Yeah,
There you go.
I remember that.
The big reel to reel.
Yeah.
Now you can record the song on your phone.
That's right.
Is it crazy?
That's crazy. So just getting back to Joe Spinell, because the song Too Much Pain ties into Joe Spinell. And I wanted to get to that because the friendship that you had with him grew so much that you were over his house, like you said, doing his dishes, and God knows what else you were doing. But you became friends, really close friends with this guy that was in The Godfather, Maniac Cop, all like, Nighthawks and some other.
He did 155 movies.
Yeah,
He's in Godfather 1 and 2.
the guy was like, at the time, he was like the most popular character actor there was, I mean, The Godfather really like put him on, 7 Ups, I think he was in.
7 Ups, you see my hands?
No.
Do what you got to do. Yeah, the good Maniac was a big hit movie.
Yeah, that was big. Yeah, that was big.
And that was a horror movie. He was the star of it. That was the only movie he was ever the main star.
Right.
He loved that movie. That movie more than $23 million at the box office, and they didn't even know where they were going to play it.
Wow!
It started on 42nd Street, and then it just started. Became a cult
so you got friends with this. With Joe, and how did because we're going to run this clip, but how did the messages all come to be? Like.
Oh, well, I have, the old answering machines, right?
The old answering.
And I used to use the new tapes. I have tapes with a bunch of other people in there. Julian Lennon, I have too. Me and them chatting. But they would leave me messages, and I saved the cassettes. And one day I'm going through my cassettes, and there's all these messages from Joe, because he used to call me 3-4 times a day. He'd get upset, because there was no cell phones in those days. So he's like, "Where are you, Salvatore?" He would get mad. I just got a royalty check for $10,000 from The Godfather, and I was going to take you out to eat. But being you're not picking up your phone, I'm going out without you. Salvatore, where are you? Please pick me up.
Oh my God.
He's funny.
Let's play some of those messages from Joe Spinell.
All right.
Yeah, Salvatore. Joe Spinell. I hope you're feeling better. If you're watching The Godfather, give me a ring. Bye. Yeah, Sal. Salvatore. Joe Spinell. I'm on channel 5, 7 Ups. Please tape it if you can. Yeah, Joe Spinell, give me a call when you get in, if you get in. I got a film tomorrow, so give me a call tonight. Thank you. Sal, Joe, Sal, Salvatore, Joe Spinelli. Cheers. I'm a homer. Give me a call. In my home.
I mean, I wish I had other messages. That was just actually one cassette. There was other messages. He would be singing my songs, all out of key. I'm sleeping. He'd be calling me up at 8 in the morning, and I hear the answering machines. He's singing, "Sal, it's Joe. Come on, too much pain, and who's to blame?"
So he liked that song.
He loved that. Was his favorite song.
You dedicated that song later on to him.
Also right now on Blu-ray, it just came out. The last horror film, which he's the star of, and it just came out on Blu-ray and 4K.
Right.
And there's a 22-minute interview on there with me talking all about.
Joe Spinell thing. I got to check that out. Yeah. So did meeting movie stars or TV stars, did that catapult you into acting? How did that all start?
Well, the funny thing is, Joe wanted to put me in movies. I was not into being in movies. I mean, back in 1987, 88, Joe's like, Sal Sirchia, I'm going to work in the movie. Why don't you come in and get you in the movie?
Right.
I didn't want to do it because I'm like, I wanted to be a rock star. I'd be hanging out in the clubs. We'd be in Chinatown at the Wool Hop having one time at 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock, the sun's coming up. Hey, I said, what time do you want me to come to do the movie? You have to be there at 6 a.m. I said, get out of here. I'll be sleeping at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
No way. So I wasn't really into acting, which now I wish I would have done it.
Right.
Because he was doing a lot of movies. I could have been working with him. But my mind was the rock star thing. I mean, I was running around the record companies every day and bringing my tapes to everybody and, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Almost got signed, too, in 1988. Robert Stigwood, RSO Records, was going to sign us to a major record deal. James Daly, which was Andy Gibbs' manager. Robert Stigwood is the Bee Gees manager. But he owned RSO Records. You know, RSO, Saturday Night Fever, Grease, the red pig with the RSO.
Yeah, I remember that.
Robert Stigwood. And then they would have signed me in 1988.
What happened?
They invested a lot of money in old records, and they lost millions of dollars, and the record company folded. But they still did movies and all.
Right.
They did Grease. And,
that's too bad, man. You wouldn't be sitting here.
Oh, shit,
and you would be a hard get for me.
Nah, I'd still do it. I tell them, they said Hollywood's calling. That's not. I got to be on Brother George. I got to be on
Buzz Talk Live. Yeah,
that's right. Brother George's show comes first. Yeah, baby.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Chuck Zito.
Oh, Brother Chuck.
Brother Chuck. How you going?
Another brother. Another brother. We don't want to beat us up.
Another brother. Yeah. Chuck Zito will beat you up.
Brother Chuck. Forget about it. I love Chuck, though. He's
yeah. Chuck Zito and Frank Vincent.
Yes.
They're two incredible actors that, you know, are viable today, obviously. But you met up with them on Oz.
I worked with Chuck Zito on Oz. Frank Vincent wasn't on Oz.
No, but Chuck was.
Yeah. And I wasn't supposed to touch that, was I? The microphone.
You're good.
Okay. Yeah. So I worked on. I got on Oz. That was my first acting job. When I hit 40, I said, "Well, man, you know, the band kind of breaking up a little bit. I did a few solo things.
Right.
So I said, what do I do? I seen some ad in the Village Voice, Cheney Talent, looking for bit parts, commercials, and this kind of stuff. And I was like, okay. What was I saying? I lost myself. Yeah. So I said, maybe I'll try some acting. You know, I never acted before.
Right.
But I'm not camera shy. You know, as a kid, I always fooled around with the 8mm cameras and films.
Yeah, I was big back then.
Yeah. And even though in the China Club days, I was always on camera and I was doing interviews. So I looked at the thing and I went to go meet this guy, Trevor, on Cheney Talent, and he said, he gave me a thing to read. He said, can you read this? I said, yeah. Toilet mold cleaner. He goes, oh, you're great. What are you doing tomorrow? I said, no, why? He goes, you have black shoes? I said, yeah. He said, I'm going to put you on a show called Oz. You're going to play a paramedic, a featured extra. So I never even heard of the show. I don't have HBO, you know?
Right.
Okay, Oz, what's that? I'll go, you know?
Yeah.
I get there, it's a prison drama. And it looks like a real prison. I said, oh my God, what am I doing here? It looks, you know, all these guys, biker guys and motorcycle guys. And everybody looked like a killer, but then everybody on the set of Oz was the sweetest guys, man.
Yeah, I bet. And that was a hit show. Oz was a hit show.
It was. I mean, I still get stopped for an autograph or two here.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I have pictures. I'll send them to you.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I mean.
So, did Oz. I ended up as a paramedic. For one day, I worked with Ali Sheedy from Breakfast Club, Ali Sheedy.
Oh, sure.
And Roger Reeves, the English actor who passed away. He was a great guy. And I played the paramedic for one day. And they cut that out. And then, you see, I'm a very charismatic guy. I'm always joking around.
Absolutely.
So I make a lot of noise everywhere I go. So it's noticeable. So Tom Fontana and Tara, the people from the show, the director, Sal, I want you to come back on the show from now on every day. And it's because of every day I became a regular on Oz from season 4. Or then season 5 they called me back, and season 6 they called me back. So I did 3 seasons.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And if I would have gotten on that show sooner, I would have probably been doing a lot more. Yeah. I mean, I was featured, but I never spoke. But Oz only had a handful of people who spoke. You know.
Oh, okay.
You know, Dean Winters, Chuck Zito.
Right. The principal characters on the show.
The principals.
Right.
But the great thing about Oz was that you become featured because you're part of the Italian Sicilian gang.
Oh, okay.
Chuck Zito,
right.
the other Italian guys. So it's different than if you're watching Law and Order and you're doing a featured extra, but you're in the jury booth all the way down there or something like that.
Yeah.
Now you're part of the.
You're part of the crew. You're part of the right.
So that made put you on camera all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and they actually would have used me to do a couple of really good scenes, and then it got canceled for whatever reason. I was supposed to do a whole talent show on the stage and singing in Italian and all that.
So that, I mean, Oz really kind of launched your career into acting, and then you were in other roles, TV shows, and I think Law and Order or something.
I did Law and Order like 5 times. Played cameraman, played the in the jury booth.
More background.
Background stuff. I mean, you know, I've done a lot of background work, but you know, I also do a lot of parts and lead. I mean, the knockdown.
There's a clip that I want to show, Coalition.
Yeah, that's
and you were with Chuck Zito in that.
Yeah, me, Chuck Zito, and Frank Vincent, and the music you hear in the background. I wrote 2 Sicilian
and you wrote
songs.
2 Sicilian. That's awesome.
The soundtrack.
All right, let's run that.
Oh, Enzo, how the hell are you? Come on.
I'm good, Gino. How are you?
Things are good. There's always a need for the off track betting.
Oh, Baba, how many months are you?
Hey, did you see your niece? She just left.
Did I see her? How could you miss her? She's so beautiful.
I know. Your uncle gets odd jitter worrying about her.
Speaking of my uncle, is he here?
Hey, he's in the back having lunch. Go surprise him.
I'll see you on the way out, Gino.
Oh, Carlo, I don't believe this. Look what the wind just blowing. Hey, Vinny, so bad. You look good. What brings you back to the neighborhood?
Oh, you lost a few pounds, Victorio.
I told you, Carlo, see? Best diet in the world. You know what it's called? It's called stress. 4 kids now, youngest one, Mr. Fashion. He's driving me fucking crazy.
Ming, 4 kids. You still got a little jump in that step of yours, huh?
See you on the way out, man.
It's been a long time, Uncle Carlo.
Oh, Maron, it's bad. Carlo's mad.
Gino, well, you got some stuff at you. If he catches you, there's going to be hell to pay.
What do you think's going on?
What do you think's going on? The kid's complaining about the dietary ending of this week. Said the plum tomato seemed a little sour. What do you think is going on? Family stuff.
Our family?
No, me, his family.
Oh,
Gabish.
Wow, that's good. That's good.
You know,
you're a natural. So.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
you know,
you're on.
Everybody, I'm not to pat myself back, but everybody says the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we're going to have a couple other clips I want to show, but I want to talk about the Martin Scorsese, The Irishman. You were just a background player in that. You were like, but
they called me like 5 more times, and I just didn't even pick up the phone because I didn't want to do it anymore.
The picture that we have. Well, you can't really see it from here, but
the wedding scene.
You're behind Ray Romano down the aisle there. You're like you're part of the crowd, right?
Well, actually, Ray Romano started when they started walking like
right.
Well, Scorsese had him. I mean, his elbow was touching my elbow. That's where he started his thing when they say action.
Oh, okay.
So he was father of the bride.
Right.
So every time we did that scene all day long.
Yeah, of course.
And he kept coming. I just joking around with him. He had lunch with us. He's a real nice guy.
Yeah, I bet.
Reminds me of my brother Tony. There's something about him. And his elbow was basically touching mine because I'm here at the edge and he's right there. So back to one. And he kept running back and he's right next to me. So we're doing some great work here, Brother Ray, you know? And he says, just like you get a kick out of me. So that was a fun thing. But they called me like so many times. I said, I had enough.
Really?
3:45 call time. I had to be in Manhattan to meet the bus to go.
And then it's like 16 hours later, you know.
I said, and it was fun though. I mean, I was Robert De Niro. I'm working. They were all there in that scene.
Right.
Robert De Niro.
Right.
Joe Pesci. Ray Romano.
Yeah,
everybody was in that scene.
Yeah,
so we
that's
were
awesome.
with them all day.
Yeah, that's cool. You know? That's really cool. And so like one of your biggest films is Knock Knock.
Yeah, because I'm the star of that one.
And you're the star of
Yeah,
it.
baby.
Yeah. and so Knock Knock it's almost like a cult film.
Yes, it is.
That it's gotten really popular, you know, and horror. Where was that shot?
We shot that all over Staten Island, Queens, and Long Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Joe Ariolo. Joe Ariolo is the director and writer, and he was also the director and writer of Coalition. So after we did Coalition, I told him, Joe, you know, horror right now is huge, which is like 2005, 2000.
Sure, yeah,
it's like
that was
the
big.
biggest thing going on.
That was big.
And I said, well, let's do a horror movie. I'll play Freak. You know, and he wrote it, and we did it. He got the investors to invest the money. I think it was like, I don't even know, $500,000. I don't even know, something like that, 500,000. I don't know. But we shot that, and when it came out, it was in all the blockbusters worldwide. Hollywood Videos, all the video stores. I went to Blockbuster, and there was like 15 of them on the wall. And I would tell people, "Hey, you want to see this movie? You can get to take a picture with me."
There you go, promoting again.
And these guys, like, I told them, "I'm the star of this movie." Yeah, right. They're like, "I'm telling you, see that name, Sal Sirchia? That's me." I said, "Really?" This stuff, they would rent it, and the people in Blockbuster, I remember across the bay, and I would be, "You're amazing. You just like rented out 5 movies because you're here hanging out." Yeah. So yeah, Knock Knock was we were on tour doing the conventions, Fangoria convention,
Fangoria,
Schiller convention, signing autographs, all that stuff.
We have a clip of Knock Knock.
All right.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Please don't.
Troy, listen. We just need help with a little something. Ain't that right, Billy?
That's right. Will you do that for me, Troy? Please? Good. What can you tell me about your friend? You know, Troy, the one you're always talking to?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, Troy. Please tell Billy. Tell Billy all about him, and I promise no one's gonna hurt you.
Knock, knock, who's there? Knock, knock, who's there? Knock, knock.
You ain't as dumb as you look.
Go away.
Stop that. Don't do that. Fucking I know you ain't as dumb as you look. Please watch. I did. Tell me about Reaper Paul. Tell me about Reaper Paul. Tell me about him. The guy you've been talking to. Where is he? Look at him. This is the guy you've been talking to. Don't look at her. Look at me. What happened to that guy? What happened to that guy? I'm talking to you. You fucking idiot. What happened to Rico? You win.
Knock, knock, who's there?
What happened?
Wow, I'm scared. I'm really scared of you.
You know, the funny thing is, I kind of made up that character, even though Troy was supposed to be like stuck in the 70s,
right?
And that's why I'm wearing all these funky clothes. And basically, he was supposed to be just like, very slow. But I created the Freak. I did the whole walk. I made the weird face.
And I actually watched the film, and throughout the film, I was thinking you were the killer, but you weren't the killer. I don't want to spoil it for anybody out there. See, Knock Knock. But it's been out there for a while. I think.
It's on Tubi. There's a whole bunch of movies with me on Tubi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if anybody wants to go see them, you can see them for free on Tubi.
Search out Sal's name on Tubi.
There's Knock Knock, Jesse, Night Never Sleeps, Send No Flowers. A couple more. I can't even think of them.
I want to quickly talk about Joe Franklin and Jackie the Joke Man.
Oh,
I have a picture of that. Joe Franklin. I mean, Joe Franklin, man. And Jackie the Joke Man. Was he part of like the crew that you knew when? Where did that?
Joe Franklin or?
Well, I mean, both. But
okay, Joe Franklin. No, I met Joe Franklin. Oh, okay. I remember I met. It was 1986 or 85 at a club called Wednesdays. They had his 25-year anniversary party there. I have a tape. Oh, I should have sent you that picture of me, him, at the table at 1985.
I think we have it.
You have that picture?
I think, isn't that it?
Oh, that's him.
Oh, that's him
at his office. He's holding up my 8x10s.
Oh, okay.
I have an actual picture from 1985.
Oh, you have a picture. Oh, okay.
I was sitting at a table together.
I mean, Joe Franken was
he's
the
like
guy. He was the New York. Yeah, he was king of New York, man, doing the talk show stuff.
I mean, the stuff he had in his office that you could see.
Yeah.
His office, you couldn't even move.
No, he was like a hermit type guy. Right?
Oh, hoarding, picked up.
Everything.
He collected everything.
Yeah.
All the years of doing shows, he had chairs from like Frank Sinatra sat on or whatever, that kind of stuff.
And Jackie the Joke Man?
Jackie the Joke Man, I met. Me and him are good friends. I actually talked to him the other day. Me and him met on a movie. We did the movie together called Send No Flowers, the one I just mentioned.
Okay.
We're both in that movie. And we became friends. And then I was doing my own little radio show.
Yeah.
And I had him come on my radio show.
Cool.
But he's a good guy, Jackie. I like him a lot.
Jackie, well, I mean, he's a joke man.
The joke.
He does a joke on the spot, man. He'll create something on the spot.
He has a phone number that you could call every day.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 1-800-JOKE Man or something like that. I'm just looking over at the chats. There ain't no chats going on, and I guess everybody that's out there, sends a question. If you have a question for Sal, please chat it in below, and we'll read your chat online. That would be pretty cool. But we're running out. But I want to talk about the 3 most influential people in your life and who they might be.
Oh wow, so many.
I know. But
I love everybody. 3. Music, you mean?
It could be anything.
Okay, celebrities. Oh man, I like Elvis. Actors, who's actors? Actors, I like. Oh my God, I'm like stuck here.
I put you on
there's
the
so many,
spot.
but I
That's
like
okay.
everybody. Sylvester Stallone, all kind of movie stars. And who else is there? Somebody, Brother George.
I'm new.
3 of them. You said 3. Okay. Well, Joe Spinell, from being with him, he taught me a lot. Not that he sat there and taught me what to do.
He influenced you.
Influenced me a lot because
absolutely.
even Knock Knock. And I'm not going to make it lie. I was imitating him 100%.
Yeah.
Because in Maniac, he played that.
The demonic type character. Yeah.
So I said, Knock Knock, I'm going to do the same thing. Play with the dolls and say, Tommy, you're going to be a good boy today. Doing all that freaky stuff. So I was definitely doing him. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. I love all those great actors.
Yeah, I bet.
Bruce Lee is my hero.
Bruce Lee is your hero.
Oh, absolutely. Growing up,
God rest his soul. I love Bruce Lee. Yeah. Jeez.
I mean, that Bruce Lee's my hero.
Yeah.
And music, everybody, the Beatles, the Who, Roger Daltrey.
Sure.
I became a singer. I mean, I was always singing, but when I saw Roger Daltrey on the movie Tommy singing, "I'm free on the beach," I'm free.
Yeah.
That's got me so psyched up.
You psyched.
At 15 years old, I started singing. Microphone in my house, and I'm thinking of sing like Roger Daltrey. If you watch me, you'll see a lot of influence, even the way I sing and style on stage. I act.
Okay.
Roger Daltrey.
Cool. So I want to run this last clip that you were part of recently. Jiggle the Handle. Yeah,
you have that.
Jiggle the Handle. I got a trailer of that. So,
okay, cool.
So let's run Jiggle the Handle.
All right.
Alvin, let's go. I'm locking up.
I can't find my keys.
Did you check your ass?
Sissy's back.
Who was that?
That was my sister.
I didn't know you were adopted.
I wasn't.
What is going on?
Time to listen up. My boss at the restaurant asked me if we could let his nephew stay with us for a while to keep him out of trouble.
We're good friends of your brothers. Calvin didn't tell you about us coming?
Do me a favor. If you apologize one more time, I'm gonna hit you.
Turn the engine off, throw me your keys, and put your hazards on.
What was I thinking marrying him?
He's the cheese curd king. And I'm lactose intolerant.
I know, but... Did you ever try Lactaid?
All right, well, drive safe. It's scary out there.
You know,
you know, during the clip, you said something that I almost fell off my chair. So during this trailer, they show your picture,
right,
with your name.
Well, I'm just sitting there.
Now I want you to tell everybody, if you don't mind.
No, of course.
Of course you don't mind.
No.
What did you do when they were taking that shot of you?
I was sitting on the toilet taking a dump. And wasn't really taking a dump. I was acting like I was taking.
You were acting like you were taking a dump.
Right. I wasn't really taking a dump.
Wait a minute. That was the scene.
Well, no. What happens is we're the mafia guys, and we come to the house there.
Right.
And we're looking for it's a story about that he's going to be watching the mob guy's nephew and all that stuff. And we're checking, looking for him in the house. So while I'm in the house, I have to go to the bathroom. So I'm taking a dump, and then Christine and Brian, they're talking in the bathroom, and they don't know I'm in there. So, smelling something. I said, as he says, I said, you should listen to your sister while I'm taking a dump. Also, they'll start throwing up, and then he's coming in with the thing. What's that thing you light up? That's
the scent.
Yeah.
Those pumps.
Oh, yeah, one of those things.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to flash. I said, "What's up with your bathroom?" I'm saying. He said, "You got to jiggle the handle." I said, "Jiggle your ass." So I'm jiggling over here. What am I jiggling? Nothing. So they're shopping.
The title of the movie.
Yeah, jiggle the handle.
Oh my God!
And I'm jiggling the handle.
And you're jiggling it.
And that's actually it's pilot. That's a pilot.
Oh, it's a pilot. Okay.
And I think they're shopping it around trying to get somebody to pick it up.
Sure.
And you know how it is.
That's pretty recent then. That's
not too long ago.
Yeah.
Maybe about a year.
Okay.
And I also did another thing recently, right over here in Long Island, with Michael Albright and Brian Donahue, the wrestling guy. He's in a lot of movies.
Yeah. Okay.
That was at the film festival that day, the day before your stuff showed.
Oh, okay.
And it's called Tommy Got His Gun.
Tommy's Got a Gun.
And then we did a short film, and they're trying to raise the money to do the whole film. And I'm in there, I'm drunk with Tina Krause. You know Tina Krause? Tina Krause. Yeah, baby.
Tina Krause.
Everybody knows Tina Krause. Yeah.
So what do you got going on? What's
Well, I'm waiting. Hopefully that this thing gets picked up. I do get emails a lot of time for like doing some work here and there, but sometimes I just I don't feel like it.
The right opportunity comes by.
Right. Other actors would say, "Are you crazy? They're like, are you nuts? You get these opportunities, you don't take them." But you know what it is? I mean, it's like, to me, an actor, everything became, when you're younger, it's more exciting.
Right.
You get older now, it's like, all right, just like any other job. You go there, you're going to be there 16 hours, long, miserable.
It's long. It's a long day, and you have to be part of the set because you don't know, when your scene's going to be on it. If it is, it's
hang
like,
around and
take after take after take.
But I do love it. When I do it, I really enjoy it. And I'm sure there'll be some stuff coming up in the future,
On your music stuff, are you writing?
I'm always writing stuff. Yeah. I'm always sending songs out to Nashville. Okay. Even though I like doing them myself, but trying to get some of these. I've been trying to get songs to Kelly Clarkson. That would be a great thing. She's in New York now. Yeah. I'm thinking about going over there and hang out until she comes out and maybe hand her a package. I did many of those. I did that with Kenny Rogers, everybody. Hand them a package as they're coming out of the building. And and I drop a few names. Sometimes I get in there. Yeah,
absolutely. You got to.
So I mean, I want, especially my Christmas songs. If there's anybody out there looking for Christmas songs, I got two beautiful Christmas songs.
Oh, that's awesome.
And a lot of my songs have been covered by a lot of people, but nobody huge. Right. Up and local, up and coming local
people. Yeah.
And but the music business is really changed.
Yeah.
It's not the same though.
It's cutthroat.
It's all this streaming stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, thank God I was in it in the 80s and 90s where it was really the times of happening.
So where can people find you? Where?
On the Brother George Show. Yeah, baby. Buzz Talk Live.
Buzz Talk Live. No,
Where can they find me?
where can they find you? Instagram or all your social medias?
Sure, everything.
Yeah, just type
Facebook,
in Sal Sirchia and they'll find you.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay.
There's like 400 videos on YouTube.
Right.
Now there must be 401 with this one.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's awesome, Sal. I mean, you made my day coming to the studio and being
pleasure.
a part of the show. I can't thank you enough for being here, man.
Thank you, Brother George.
Thank you so much.
Great, I love it.
Yeah, no, this is awesome.
You sure don't want to do another hour?
And this might have to be a part 2 coming up. Soon.
Part 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's do it. I mean, we could go on forever over here.
Yeah, I know.
We definitely can.
I know.
I mean, we're talking 50 years of. Right.
It's a long time. But thanks.
No, thank you.
All right.
Peace, everybody.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Hey, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, and I also want to thank all my new subscribers to Buzz Talk Live. The Facebook page has been blowing up a little bit with subscribers, and my YouTube. That's awesome, and let's keep it going. And thanks to Sal and everyone out there that has tuned in to this program. We'll see you again on another Buzz Talk Live. So good night, America.
Yeah, baby.